I talk about stress about once a year or so because of all the complex trauma issues, stress is a core issue. It's an issue that continues to be activated, triggered, often without people realizing it. And so it's just an ongoing issue that people need to be aware of and have to deal with. So I want to begin by saying stress is a very important system in our body. It is vital for our survival. It is a required system if we are going to survive in a world that has ups and downs, that is dangerous at times, that is full of problems at times. We need a stress system that is going to help us either confront the danger and the problems or escape the danger and the problems. And to confront the danger and the problems, not just that we face, but that those we love face, we want to protect and provide for them. What is fascinating to me about stress is it affects almost every part of our body. It is a whole body event. It involves almost every organ in our body, every system in our body. Everything in us is involved in responding to stress. So that's how big of an issue it is. People who have been living in chronic stress tend to live shorter. It shortens their lifespan. So stress messes up every system in the body, and it does damage. We're our own worst enemies. If you come out of complex trauma, you probably still live with very unrealistic expectations of yourself or others, and that's going to increase your stress. You still may have some control issues, wanting to control everything. That's going to increase your stress. Or you might not plan very well. That's going to increase your stress. You might be a procrastinator and avoid and put off doing things. That's going to increase your stress. You might be afraid to say no to people for fear they'll get mad at you. And you're afraid to set boundaries. That's going to increase your stress. You might be drawn into unhealthy relationships where there's going to end up being more drama. That's going to increase your stress. Your shame might cause you to be preoccupied with what other people think of you. That's going to increase your stress. You might have a guilty conscience and you don't want to admit that you're wrong. That's going to increase your stress. You might still have fear of change or sitting in the unknown or fear of failure. Any type of anxiety is going to increase your stress. You may have a bunch of resentments from your past that you haven't resolved and you don't want to resolve. That's going to increase your stress. You might have a tendency still to be very negative in your thinking and to jump to the worst case scenario. That's going to increase your stress. You might still fall into feeling sorry for yourself, playing the victim, self-pity. That's going to increase your stress. You may still operate by the belief that you can't be a burden to anybody. You got to do everything yourself. That's going to increase your stress. You might still be addicted to chaos and be drawn into chaotic activities. That's going to increase your stress. So we can end up being our worst enemy and produce a lot of our own stress because we haven't dealt with our issues.